Shalom, giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations as always to the elect. And I wanted to do a quick response to this video uploaded by the elder Apostle Gabar, Daily Edification 4. All right, subscribe and be edified. The title of the video is The Saga of the Child of Light, aka the Child of Darkness. Okay, and basically it's this guy who left Great Millstone over the topic of grape. All right, which the Bible does give us a law on how to handle grape. Okay, if a woman is graped, okay, the Bible gives judgment, all right, on how to handle the situation. All right. And one of the judgments is if that particular woman is not married or betrothed, okay, the individual who, all right, again, like you break your body, the individual who, commits the act, which it happened, all right, it wasn't just like a common thing, but again, it happened. So he would have to ultimately take that woman to be his wife and not put her away forever, meaning you're going to start a family. And you have to pay the father a dowry. All right. And individuals didn't like that. And, how this world, again, we're bringing out ancient customs. All right. And you Israelites expect these ancient customs, all right, to match and go over well with this world. OK, no, our people are what? As the scriptures say, if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them who are lost, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. So the God of this world has a grip over the minds of a lot of you Israelites. All right. And ultimately you deem the way of this world, all right, more pure than the way that the Most High God, Yahweh, through Yahweh Shai, set up for us to handle things under the law. All right. And, this individual here, he left behind that and did, a video, all right, which you would think after the video was done of him resigning from Great Millstone that, he would, go away. All right. Again, if I quit my job because I didn't like what was going on, I didn't like my supervisor and something he or she said. All right. Once I left that job, I'm not going to go back up to the job every goddamn day to see what the supervisor is talking about and try to trip the supervisor up in his or her words. All right, to make myself feel better about the fact that I left. I'm going to go enjoy my life, okay, make me some money, okay, and do what the hell I got to do, all right? And taking that example here into this truth, you have individuals who leave, all right, or get kicked out, and again, they can't get enough. They watch everything brothers say, all right, for a point of contention. And that's what motivates them to make comments or to even do videos. All right. What a brother said. All right. And that's okay. All right. That's all fine and dandy. But at some point you have to move on with your ministry and ultimately preach the word in sincerity and truth. When that debate went on last night, Alazar, which he was being a little full of shit talking about when he left Great Millstone, he didn't make it his point. No, nigga, you went to side of the TV, man. Stop. But at the end of the day, he did establish his own, him and Deacon Hakah, they did establish, although it was a lot of, stuff, they did establish their own thing and they kept teaching. They kept doing what they got to do. Now it's up, to the Lord of what's going to happen with those individuals. We'll see. But, I will say every week you didn't see Alazar and, Hakah and them, doing videos every week about how mad they were that they were kicked out. They were kicked out because things didn't go right, which that happens between men. Or you have men who leave. That happens. You leave, you get kicked out. That's a part of life. It's not the end of the world. You got some individual who just can't get over it. And here it is. It'd be 3 years, 4 years later, and they're still hurt. They're still throwing shots in the video. They're still mad about how they were treated unfairly, as if there's not another side to the story as to why you were kicked out. But This is one of many individuals who left or were kicked out, and they can't get enough. It's like, again, I'm not, I leave the job, I quit, I resign. Okay, I make a video that I'm leaving the job, and then, all right, the very next day, I'm in disguise in the lobby, or asking it. What did Regina say? What Charles say? Speaking of the supervisor, no. That's madness. That shows you have a mental issue. If you left, leave. But for some reason, these individuals can't get enough. And they're not fervent to preach or teach the word unless, again, there's some sort of strife. All right. As a matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Some preach envy. Okay, and then I want to just get into a few, because when these individuals were with us, all right, not one of these individuals tried to call a council and say, bro, I think we under the new covenant. We could have talked about it. Okay, but they leave and they just find individuals who are like-minded and hurt and bitter, and then they'll just agree with whatever these individuals say, no matter how crazy it is. Hey, you got to grow up, man. That's like a feminine character. Like a woman, she loves you one week, then you reject her or whatever, you put her away, and then you got to leave little dick motherfucker. Okay? Trying to get your attention, mad. It's very, very gay. Philippians 1:15. Some indeed preach Yahweh Shai, even for envy and strife, some also of goodwill. So again, you have individuals who are only motivated by strife, and it shows forth in their videos. They'll even gather for the Passover and not even talk about Yahweh Shai and how he's going to deliver us out of captivity and the old Egypt, new Egypt, all that. They don't talk about that. They take turns just cursing brothers out, slandering, talking shit. So again, that's that I'm still in a truth demon. As the apostles talk about, you think you're still in the truth, all right, but ultimately you're only being driven by strife. You're not really on fire or fervent to truly teach the people what's to come, prepare the people, all right, and those who follow you. What are they gonna do when all of these prophecies come to pass? Curse out GMS? No, you're gonna fall to the wayside. You're not gonna be rooted. It's gonna take you unawares. And then you think when Yahweh Shai returns, if you're still here, you're going to be able to, none of us are. None of us will be able to point at the other. We're all going to be held accountable for what we did. So this is why you can't use your grace period to riot in the daytime. Okay. And this is what the book of Jude talked about. Individuals who were once amongst the church took the gospel and did what the hell they wanted to do with it and started to come against those who they learned it from. We've seen this many times. Okay. And it's like every week. Okay. And then when you look at the people in the comments, they're all over the place. Some believe in a virgin birth. Some believe in this. Some believe in that. But they can all agree on one thing. All right. Is look, F these and these niggas, GMS. 2 Peter 2:13. And shall receive the reward of unrighteousness. They count it pleasure to riot in the daytime. See, they're rioting in the daytime. Spots they are and blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivings while they feast with you. See? Rioting in the daytime. Okay? Let's look up this word riot. I believe it's going into feminine behavior. It's just like holding grudges is gay. Shit. At some point, you got to have faith, man. True faith, softness, effeminate, luxurious living. Okay. Now, I don't know about the luxurious living part. All right. As we're all in a lower state, but I guess I'm in a higher state. I stole $200,000 from brothers, softness, effeminate. Okay. That's the spirit these individuals are in. Okay. Going back here. So this video, you watch it. It's a good video. Going into some things. I just wanted to go into some of these scriptures that I posted because this new covenant argument it's like what is the point of it? Like, okay, now what? Okay, we're under the new covenant. What do you want me to do? Okay, you believe we're in the new covenant. We believe we're under grace. So at some point, you're going to have to move on to something else, or you can just spend the rest of your time trying to say that we're not right because we don't believe in the new covenant. The choice is on you. Okay? Now, I posted a series of scriptures on the Apostles page, and I wanted to go into them. The first one that I posted was John 17:24, as Yahushua is praying for his disciples, which ultimately in spirit he's praying for, the elect, the 144,000, and those who have the new song. Okay, not only did he pray for them, he also prayed for those who believed them, their word, the church. So the preachers and the believers were prayed for in John the 17th chapter. So this is one of the scriptures in that high priestly prayer, as Yahushua was eventually going to be sacrificed and risen and go back to the right-hand side. This is John 17:24. It says, Father, I will that they also whom thou hast given me be where I am. All right. Because where was he eventually going to be? On the right-hand side of the Father. All right. In his new body. As a matter of fact, let's get the book of 1 John, the third chapter. Okay. 1 John, the third chapter, and the first verse, behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed on us, that we should be called the sons of God. Okay. Therefore, the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. So this is why we suffer persecution. This world is anti-Messiah. Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. Okay. And we're not with him. See, we're with him in the form of the Comforter. All right. Which is the Holy Spirit, to give us the earnest of the Spirit. Okay. And we went into the aspect of the blood being the down payment, and Jake lost their mind. All right. But the scriptures support that. Okay. The scriptures support, all right, the blood being for a ransom. See, when we are ultimately delivered out of here, is going to be the blood that delivers us out of here. And we're going to be entered into the new covenant face to face with Yahushua and be like him, seeing him as he is. We're not there yet. Okay. We see him via in a spiritual sense. Okay. But we're not face to face with him. All right. As the scriptures say, we know in part and prophesy in part. When with that which is perfect comes, that which is in part will be done away with. We're not going to have to prophesy of it to come. It's going to be right there in our face. That's how you know we're not in the new covenant. We're ministering. We're serving. All right. For the new covenant to come. Okay. So we're not here yet. When he shall appear is when the fulfillment of that new covenant comes. All right. But from the point we've received the Spirit unto the time he comes, that's grace. Okay. And again, as we showed you, the whole nation is under grace, liberty, but the elect will receive the Spirit to do what's right and be justified. All right. By faith. As the scriptures say, we are justified by faith. Let's get that. Okay. I mean, it's a few times written in the scriptures. Okay. And faith and works go hand in hand. So the things you do through your faith in this grace period is likened unto a sacrifice. All right. Romans 5:1, therefore being justified by faith. All right. We have peace with the Most High through our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. All right. And there's various scriptures that go into Galatians 3:24. Wherefore the law, the first covenant, was our schoolmaster to bring us into Yahushua, who gives us grace that we might be justified by faith. Okay. And of course, from the foundation of the earth, everybody was already chosen who's going to be justified. All right. The blood was shed from the foundation of the earth for who's going to be covered under it. But guess what? All right. We still have to what? Go through our sacrifice. You see? And that's what it's all about. So Yahweh Shai here in this let's just bring it here. John 17:24, Father, I will that they also whom thou hast given me be with me where I am, that they may behold my glory, which thou hast given me, for thou hast loved me from the foundation of the world. And the elect were chosen from the foundation of the world. You see? And the purpose is to get back to our first estate. Yahweh Shai is already back to his first estate. As he was obedient unto death, he fulfilled his sacrifice. Now it's our turn. You see? So we're going to what? Behold his glory when we see him face to face. Okay. As a matter of fact, I believe it says that. Let's get that real quick. Let's see. Let's see. No impart. Okay, nothing will be in part when we're in the new covenant. 1 Corinthians 13 and 9, for we know in part and we prophesy in part. Now we have the 100% truth in the form of the gospel needed. Okay, but guess what? There are particular things we just can't tell you. We can't tell you the characteristics of Yahweh Shai, how he smells, what's the inside of a chariot looks like, where we're going to be when we're beamed up, if we're of that number. We don't know those things. So in a sense, we know in part and prophesy in part. Okay? We can't tell you the exact day. But when that which is perfect is come, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, then that which is in part shall be done away. Okay? So again, we're going to be face to face with Yahweh Shai, and we won't have to prophesy. We won't have to teach. It will be there. And that's what the new covenant is all about. Okay? Let's see. Okay, yeah, verse 12. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then when Yahweh Shai returns face to face, now I know in part, but then shall I know even as I am known. Do you know how you were made and created? No. Okay, we can't even really fully explain how bones grow inside the womb of a woman and form a child. That's in the book of Ecclesiastes. But at that point, when Yahweh Shai returns and we're brought back to our first estate, we're going to know even as we are known. Let's get this in the NLT. Spirit was just on me to go into some scriptures. I just did one on Revelation 20 and 4, and I'm going to do this one, and then I may go to camp. Spirit is on me to teach today. This is NLT. Now we see things imperfectly, like puzzling reflections in a mirror, but then we will see everything with perfect clarity. All that I know now is partial and incomplete. Okay, so under the second covenant will be perfect. But then I will know everything completely, just as God knows me completely. And there's things the Heavenly Father knows about our spirit, about even these bodies we're in, that we don't know. We're going to know everything at that point. We're going to be brought back to our first estate as the Alahayim. The scriptures say the house of David shall be as God. That word is Alahayim. We're going to return to our first estate. Okay? So that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for either. Go here. All right. John 17 and 24. Father, I will that they also, as a matter of fact, let's bring it up here. Okay. Again, and this is the high priestly prayer. Read this chapter. It's a beautiful chapter. All right. So in this chapter, he's praying for the elect. All right. And bless them as they're on their walk and teaching his word in this world. All right. That is anti-Messiah. He also prayed for those who would believe their message. Verse 20, John 17 and 20. Neither I pray for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word. Okay, that they may be one as thou, Father, art in me and I in thee, that they may be one in us. And to you Christians, does that mean that, all right, the believers are a part of the Trinity too, because they're one with the Most High? Okay, this is all about an agreement. All right, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. All right, and once the elect is established, okay, and this truth be spread throughout the four corners of the earth, the world is going to know and bow to the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. This world ain't bowing to the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai right now. You don't have no authority. Okay? So let's go back to this video. As a matter of fact, let's read 20. O righteous Father, the world have not known thee, but I have known thee, and these have known that thou hast sent me. All right, the believers, okay, the elect. Okay, so going back here, I'll also put John 14:3. All right, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again. See, the promise will be fulfilled when Yahweh Shai comes again. Even in the book of Hebrews, all right, these individuals love to bring out the book of Hebrews, right? And the scriptures talks about, all right, that it's a necessity, all right, that the one who is leaving the will dies so that it can go into effect. Well, yeah. Okay. If my uncle promises me, all right, if I graduate from college and all of these various different things, all right, his car, all right, his $100,000, estate, and all of these things are promised unto me. If I graduate from college, okay, of course, yeah, he has to die for it to go into effect, but I still got to graduate from college. We still have to overcome, man. All right. We still have to overcome and be brought to the point, all right, as it even says in this very last verse, Hebrews 9:28. So Hamashiach was once offered to bear the sins of many, the elect, and unto them that look for him, shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation. Okay? That's what we're looking for, when he returns. All right, without sin unto salvation. All right. As a matter of fact, in this chapter, it also talks about the promise. It's still a promise. We haven't received the promise yet. Okay. The promise, Hebrews 9:15, and for this cause he is the mediator of a new testament. All right, that by means of death, all right, for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament. That blood, all right, covers the sins of the elect. And we are hoping to be of the elect. We're hoping to receive the promise that they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. We haven't received the promise of eternal inheritance. That's what the blood ultimately is going to justify us into, a promise. We're not in the promise yet. Again, as he said, John 14:3, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. We're not there yet. We haven't been redeemed. All right. Again, I brought this out in the last video I did. Revelation, the 5th chapter. Proof. All right. Yeah, the blood was shed. All right. The death happened. He resurrected, went back to the right-hand side. Now he's high priest in the heavens. All right. But we still have our sacrifice. We still have our baptism. All right. Revelation 5:9. And they sung a new song, saying, thou art worthy to take the book and open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain. See, and when he was slain, that's the blood, and has redeemed us to the Most High by thy blood. So at the point that he was slain and that blood was shed, were we redeemed back to the Father out of every kindred and tongue and nation and people? Were we made kings and priests and reign on the earth as it says is going to happen? No. That's the reason for the blood, so that when he comes, okay, we can be what? Redeemed back to the Father through him. That's what the blood was for. All right. We always bring out the token of virginity aspect. Okay. Let's get Deuteronomy 22, and I'll read through it real quick. Okay. Because we beating these points home. All right. Because you got individuals, all right, who will act like they with you, all right, but they're secretly looking at these individuals and it's falling for it, all right? And that's all right. For any of you who were taken by it, hey, that's we'll see how that works out for you. I'm not mad. Okay? I'm not mad. All right, but you better be careful that these messages you running with, all right, that slander, okay, you're going to be held accountable for speaking it. All right? This is the book of Deuteronomy 22 and regulations for sexual purity. Suppose a man marries a woman, but after sleeping with her, he turns against her and publicly accuses her of shameful conduct, saying, when I married this woman, I discovered she was not a virgin. He was being deceitful. After the whole contract, everything was, finalized, consummation, then you say, well, she wasn't a virgin. Then the woman's father and mother must bring the proof of her virginity to the elders as they hold court at the town gate. Okay? Her father must say unto them, I gave my daughter to this man to be his wife, and now he has turned against her. He has accused her of shameful conduct, saying, I discovered that your daughter was not a virgin. But here is the proof of my daughter's virginity. Then they must spread her bed sheet before the elders, okay, because that's the token of virginity, which, IUIC is talking about. You got to have a marriage certificate. In the law, the certificate of marriage, the proof of consummation was the what? The token of virginity. Are you ashamed to bring that out? And the family would keep that. Okay? And they must spread the bed sheet before the elders. All right? The elders must then take the man and punish him because they spread the bed sheet. And what's on the bed sheet? The blood. See? The blood is on the bed sheet. Okay, let's get Deuteronomy 22 and 17. So it's the blood, all right, that covered this particular virgin, as we are likened unto virgins, okay, who was a virgin, all right, before she got with her husband. The blood is the proof of her token of virginity. So this justifies her from not being put to death. See, when Yahweh Shah returns, it's going to be the blood, all right, that justifies the elect. As a matter of fact, the scriptures say, all right, justified by his blood. That's how we're going to be justified, because it's going to be a hardcore accusation against us. Okay? And knowing and understanding what the blood was shed for, that should give you confidence. Romans 5 and 9, much more than being now justified by his blood, we shall be saved from wrath through him. We're not saved from wrath. The blood was shed to justify the elect, but we still have to be saved from wrath, which will enter us into the new covenant, right? It's simple. It's a simple concept that Jake is just complicating because they're mad. Okay? So the elders must then take the man and punish him. Okay? They must also fine him 100 pieces of silver, which he must pay the woman's father because he publicly accused a virgin of Israel of shameful conduct. The woman will then remain the man's wife, that he may never divorce her. All right? Now we're bringing out this ancient law. How in the hell are we supposed to make this seem decent in this world? This would be madness. The family still having a sheet with blood on it, a white sheet. That's Jake would look at that as absolute nasty. Well, that's how it was done in the ancient world. But you can see the symbolism, because Yahweh Shai, all right, the law symbolizes him in many ways. Okay. So going back here, John 14 and 3, and if I go and prepare a place for you, okay, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, ye may be also. We're not there yet. Okay. Romans 3 and 21, to him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne. Okay. Even as I overcame, what did he overcome? Death. And am set down with my Father at his throne. We haven't overcome death. Okay. As a matter of fact, the last enemy the last enemy, okay, this whole chapter goes into it. Just as Yahweh Shai was resurrected, and we're going to be resurrected, man. Okay? It gives the order of resurrection. This is a bad chapter, man. I may have to go into that. Okay? 1 Corinthians 15 and 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, all right, which Jake is saying they're already in the incorruption, and this mortal have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. Have this been brought to pass yet? No. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of death, the strength of sin is the law, which will be written in us. See? But thanks be to the Most High, which have given us the victory through our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Okay? So death has not been swallowed up in victory. You're still subject to it. Okay? You're still subject to sin. Evil and wickedness is still ruling this earth. You're not ruling the earth. You don't have any heathen in subjection. You're not perfect. You still struggle with thoughts. You still getting kicked out of camps. You still mad at camps. None of that going to be going on in the kingdom. All Israel is going to be getting along. Okay? we ain't going to have no back and forth. So we ain't going to be arguing over these little, come on now. All right? But again, individuals, all right, you get your shine, but there comes a point. All right, the bullshit only lasts so long, okay? BS only lasts so long, man. And we've seen this many times, man. Okay, so to him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame and have sat down with my Father in his throne. So when Yahweh Shai resurrected from the dead, he broke bread with brothers and sisters 40 days and 40 nights, and then he eventually went back to the right-hand side. We're trying to get back to our original estate, okay, and be with him. All right, 1 Thessalonians 4 and 17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. All right, and the clouds is the chamber. Okay, the chamber, the wedding chamber, okay, is where a covenant is consummated. That's why it says in the book of Isaiah 26. All right, Isaiah 26. And 20, come my people, enter thou into thy chambers. Okay, you think you can just go to the king's chamber, all right, without preparing yourself first? We got to prepare ourselves. We ain't here yet. And shut the doors about thee, hide thyself as if it were for a little moment until the indignation be passed over. The chambers is the chariots. Okay, and there in the chariot is where the marriage of the Lamb is come. Revelation 19 and 7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor unto him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and the wife have made herself ready. Okay, and how are we making ourselves ready? By preparing ourselves, getting ourselves right, repenting. Okay, we're not in the marriage yet. And there's various scriptures that go into the marriage, man, between Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, and the church to bring us back to the Most High. Okay? Comprende? Isaiah 62 and 5. For as a young man marrieth a virgin, so shall thy sons marry thee. And as the bridegroom rejoiceth over the bride, so shall thy God rejoice over thee. That's why you see all of this symbolism, between the bridegroom, the bride, the friend of the bridegroom, all of these various different things in the New Testament, man. All right. Mark 2 and 19. And Yahweh Shai said unto them, can the children of the bride chamber, oh, what is the bride chamber? Fast while the bridegroom is with them? All right. As long as they have the bridegroom with them, they cannot fast. Okay. Oh, man. Let's look up this word bride chamber. Jake don't understand ancient customs. They don't understand nothing. They're just talking, man. All right. And the word bride chamber. Okay. Just as we got to enter into the chambers, right? Numphone. The chamber containing the bridal bed, the bridal chamber. Okay. Of the friends of the bridegroom, whose duty it was to provide and care for what pertained to the bridal chamber, all right, the friend of the bridegroom, John the Baptist, the prophets, whatever was needed for the due celebration of the nuptials, the room in which the marriage ceremonies are held, all right, the chamber, okay, the chamber is the chariot, man. I mean, this is very, this is, I mean, have you entered into the chamber yet? All right, that's where a covenant is complete. Okay? That's why he said, enter thou into the chambers. There, the second covenant will be made complete. We will enter into the second covenant where he's going to put the law, statutes, and commandments in our inward part. Okay? Or is that a bugged out concept? Anyway, yep. 1 Thessalonians 4:17. Then we which are alive shall and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. That's when we're in the new covenant. And I already brought this out, Revelation 19:7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor unto him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife had made herself ready. So I just wanted to go into these scriptures. Of course, Jake is on the comment board. All right, you got these new novices. And that's another thing. These young brothers, young men who just coming in, got this wide mouth. We told the younger men in our congregation, don't worry about these individuals. We'll deal with it, But you got these young dudes that don't know what the hell is going on. Again, when you first come into this truth, you are a complete babe. These dudes just coming into the truth, and they're on Apostle Gabar's page talking all kind of shit. Apostle Tahar calling him a pedophile, all kind of. This is what these dudes are doing. These dudes don't know what they. At this point in the truth, you don't even know what you think you know. Okay? These dudes don't know what the hell is going on. We are justified by the Spirit, which is grace. We're justified by faith. Okay? Through the Spirit that has been sent from on high. Okay? So, whatever. All right. Yeah, Jake gonna be Jake, man. So, yeah, again, the scriptures say we're justified by the blood. All right. Which ultimately that's gonna come. All right. When he returns. All right. Well, hey, the elect won't be condemned with the world. Be justified by faith. Okay? But it was a grace period that was needed. Okay? Because again, if we were under the first covenant and our sins weren't covered, then we can be held accountable for all of those various different things. So the Wadi Hawabashim Al Shai, man. So hopefully that offers some insight onto the next. Shalom.